So we started this video with the intent of showing you how to use WeedBGon or similar products. And we found that after we had recorded this, that the chemicals used in the American formulation are substantially different from the chemicals used in the Canadian formulation. In the Canadian formulation, the active ingredient is iron, which is fine, but it doesn't do anything close to what the American formulation does. The American formulation is much more aggressive and, for that matter, uses much more dangerous chemicals. So we'll show you what we did and how it worked, and then at the end of this video, we'll show how effective it was.
Okay, so we're going to show you how to take care of the weeds using the chemical weed products. And if you're wondering why we're stirring up my lawnmower, well, we've done a number of reviews on this lawnmower over the last 4 years. And it is the place to start. So you think, well, I just want to get rid of these weeds. I want to get rid of all this clover and these dandelions and all this other stuff. So what does a lawnmower have to do with it? Well, the very first thing you want to do is cut your grass. And the reason is to cut the leaf. And by cutting the leaf, well, that's the point. By cutting the leaf, you do two things. One, you provide an easy opening for the chemical to get into the leaf. There's a leaf I've sliced, and you can see it's going to be easier to get into that edge than it is to get in the leaf itself in the usual absorption system. The second reason is, as soon as you cut the grass, especially the weeds, they want to grow, which means they start sucking stuff in immediately, and they really become more susceptible to herbicides. So we're going to cut our grass, and then we'll be back with a couple of tricks. So here we have Scotts WeedBGon. This is, well, it says right here, kill weeds, not lawns. And basically what it will do is it will look for everything from Canadian thistle, dandelions, all the broadleaf stuff, and whack that stuff, but it will not damage your lawn. It may turn it a little dark, it may turn it a little light for a short while, but it will not damage it, it will not hurt it, it will not kill it. Now, you can peel this open and read the instructions in here, but what it says to do is to mix this. And you might think, why did you buy the concentrate? That's nutty, dude. Just buy the pre-mix and be done. It's so much easier. Yeah, not really. So buying the concentrate is an awful lot less expensive. Let me explain exactly how I got to that. And it's going to be a bit of math, but trust me, we're going to make this really simple at the end. You just dump the whole thing into a container. But let me just explain how I've figured this out. This is about $30 Canadian for this 1 liter. And if you open it up, it says that it's you put 125 milliliters, so a little over a tenth of this, into 1 liter of water. And you think, okay, don't math me, bud. You're already losing me. Okay, don't worry about it. What it boils down to is this jar, this plastic jug, whatever you want to call it, will be the equivalent of about 8 liters, well, 7.5 liters of premix. Well, premix is $35 Canadian, and concentrate is $25 or $25 to $30 Canadian. That means this is about 60% cheaper. What we've got is one of these little HDX containers, which is, it's just a brand, by the way. All it is a pump. You can buy one of these at Home Depot for $15, $20. They're not very expensive. I've had this one for 20 years. I've used it for all kinds of things, including taking stipple off my ceiling. Anyway, not important. It's super easy to use and very, very cheap. So what we're going to do is, if you look at the side of this, and it's hard to see, but if you look at the side of this is 7.6 liters or 2 gallons. And we're going to overfill it a bit so we can just dump the entire container in. Then we're going to go spray. Now, if you watch other people or listen to other people, they'll talk about surfactants. And a surfactant is something that just breaks the surface. Get it? Surface, right? That breaks the water tension. The easiest thing to do that with is dish soap. You can use really any liquid soap you want, but we're just going to use a little bit of sunlight. Look, there's surfactants already in this, so you don't need to do this. But it's a cool little thing to do, and it costs, $0. So just squirt some in. And all we want to do is dump this entire bottle, a little bit of soap, fill it up with water. So we're just pressurizing the tank. And you push it down and lock it. There we go. And now we walk around in a grid pattern and spray everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Obviously, you want to concentrate more in the areas with the weeds that if you have patches you're worried about, but you should do the entire lawn. And it tells you on the package you're probably going to have to do this twice, so don't panic if everything doesn't die instantly. It also tells you that you'll see results within a few hours, and we're going to go verify that. All right, so one of the questions that comes up a lot is, what kind of spray do you have? And like, is it a narrow spray, and do you go right up to them and spray them like that? Well, you can, but you really shouldn't. The best thing to do, and you can see here in the corner, I didn't use my weed eater yet, which I'm going to do. Should have done it before this, but I haven't. And you can see that just doing a spray like this, which is what we're going to do, will actually get those leaves actually pretty wet. And that will be absorbed. So you do not need to go up and go, gotcha! I mean, you can do it, but it's really just wasting the material. Just a quick spray back and forth. So let's do some numbers here. I'm going to show you my backyard in a second and show you what this tank did, this 2-gallon tank did. If you have a smaller yard, do half. And you think, well, there'll be a little left over maybe then. Okay, but you're going to have to go back and reuse it anyway. You're going to need to reapply in a few places anyway. So don't worry about it. So what this will do is about 8,000 square feet. So, you know, pretty substantial backyard. And front yard in my case. So here is my backyard. You can see it's substantial. And that 2-gallon jug with the 1 liter of fluid from the WeedBGon did all of it. Now I did cheat in a few places and do what I said you shouldn't do, which is to apply a little extra here and a little extra there. Well, it's been about 4 hours and I wanted to take a quick check to see if WeedBGon is actually doing anything. And looking at this one, let's pull this out. It's not looking very healthy. It's also certainly not dead yet. So we'll give it until tomorrow. See what it looks like then. Let's look at another part of the yard. Well, once again, this is not looking the healthiest, but they're not dead either. So I guess we're going to have to wait until tomorrow and let's see if this has some positive effect. That's more than I'm seeing now. Well, I'm seeing some dark spots. So let's take a closer look. This is the next morning. Here are the weeds along the edge that I haven't hit with the weed eater yet, which I'm going to do this morning. And as you can see, they're not looking very healthy. That guy was in full bloom yesterday, so that's a good sign. So we can see now that at least some, well, that's not fair. A lot of these broadleaf weeds appear to be in pretty bad shape, which is a good thing. Yeah. I don't think it's done very much to the clover. So, no, I don't mind clover. So, for me, this is fine, but I know it would annoy a lot of people.
So it's pretty safe to say that the Canadian formulation is moderately effective against broadleaf products. It does require 2 sprays. But at the price you're paying, I think it's reasonable. I think it's acceptable. The American formulation will kill that clover and a bunch of other stuff, and it'll do it faster. It's important that you understand that the videos that you watch from others may not be accurate for your territory. If you're in the UK, I believe you're using the same as the Canadian formulation. I don't think that 2 most effective chemicals in the American formulation, which is 2,4-D and dicamba, are legal in a lot of countries. So what many of you will see is what I saw in my Canadian example here. Hey, if you like this video, we'd really appreciate it if you would click like. It super helps with the Google algorithm, as does clicking subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. Alternately, you can always get a hold of us at www.urtech, that's urtech.ca. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.